Did we botch that DeMar Hamilton story or what?
Who's DeMar Hamilton?
I don't know.
Who's DeMar Hamilton, motherfucker? You mean Marcus Williams?
DeMar Williams? Wait, what's his actual name?
I don't know.
DeMar Hamlin.
But I'll tell you why he didn't come back. I'll tell you why he didn't return to that game. Because only one man didn't return. He come from the high. He come from the light. There's only one man returning to any game, and that's Jesus Christ. Can I get an amen?
Amen. Zozo?
Amen.
What up, what up? I'm Jake.
I'm Jim.
Welcome to Secret Hideout. Place we talk you can't bring to the dinner table.
Let's get it.
Let's get it.
What up, Zozo?
What up, boys?
What up?
We do a whole fucking section on
DeMarcus
Some
Hamilton?
That's not I
some
don't think
fucking
that's his
football
name.
player, bro.
He's a devil worshiper.
Devil worshiper.
He needs the light.
On the Cowboys.
He needs the light. That's all I gotta say.
We got some sermons going on in this one. No, it's a good one. I think it's a good one. It's like completely pop culture based, but like it just it's one of those episodes where all of our pop culture just takes us
Down little
It's good
rabbit
stuff.
holes.
into the rabbit holes.
We talk about we start off with The Last of Us.
Yeah.
HBO second episode dropped. Jake and I both watched it. Enzo is yet to watch it, but
Yep.
kind of kicks us some knowledge on the game.
I'll watch it at the end for sure.
Yeah,
I'm excited to hear the differences though.
Yeah, we get into a lot of shit.
yeah. I don't even know, man. The Blair Witch was in there somewhere.
Which kid in there?
Crowder,
yeah.
Big Con.
Oh yeah.
We talk about a football player, and it ain't him. We talk about some person.
Yeah.
As
It's a
if he's-
clone. It's a clone. So I guess we are okay
Yeah.
with calling them
Yeah.
different names.
Yeah, we do talk about the Daily Wire shit and
Yeah.
everything like that. So yeah, check it out. It's a fun one.
Yeah,
Get it.
check us out on YouTube and all that stuff, and share and subscribe to our TikTok. I don't know if you even do that. I don't know what I'm doing today.
You follow.
Yeah, follow us. Give us
Comment.
love and comments. Oh, we were gonna do a comment section. We'll place that in there somewhere. Not
Yeah.
on this episode, but keep commenting because I like seeing those little rabbit holes you guys are going down. So let's get it.
Run it.
Episode 121.
121.
You boys ready to do this? You ready, Zozo?
Fuck yeah, are you sure it's 121?
121. Yeah, 120 was last episode.
All right.
Yep. Episode 21 for the listeners, season 2. I don't know if that makes a difference for y'all, but you know,
I kind of like it. I like the idea of having seasons.
we will.
You know
Every
what I mean?
hundo.
Yeah,
Every
exactly.
hundo will crack it into a new season.
Fuck yeah.
Make sure you're subscribing on YouTube and sharing all the content on TikTok, Secret Hideout Podcast. We're here to bring that shit today.
Yeah.
Bring it. We're gonna hit it with that.
Pop it, baby.
Right
Oh,
now.
yeah.
I wanna
Pop it.
probably talk about The Last of Us, episode 2.
You want to hop right into
We
that?
hop right into it. Yeah, Enzo didn't watch it, but he's a game player, so he said he's
Yeah,
fine with
I'm
it.
gonna watch it at the end. I'm gonna watch it all the way through and binge it.
But
But I played the game already.
We
Like,
can talk about first episode, I guess.
we
I
talk
watched-
about the second one.
talk about both of
Dude,
them.
I played the game
Okay.
more than once.
Well, it's different because I did watch the gameplay of the second episode, and there's a little bit of
Gotcha.
differences.
Okay. Interesting. I'd like to find out about it.
I mean, we did talk the whole last episode about like watching this.
Did
for
you
the
like
show.
it?
Yeah, because I hadn't watched the first episode, so I watched both of them,
Okay.
Yeah.
and it was fine. Actually, it was actually nice watching it with some of the clarity that we talked about from the last episode too, like the idea that the virus
Flower.
came from the flower.
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
cool. I caught that.
Which they then emphasized a little bit more in the second one because it
Yeah.
started in that. What
Oh,
they say is
hey,
it started
can we-
in a grain
Can
factory.
we stop that dryer? My bad. That was bad podcasting. A little inside baseball here. We're in a laundry
Open the
room.
door, dog. There you go.
Then just shut it. Yeah.
Yeah, they said that it started in a grain factory or something, or
Yeah.
grain processing factory.
Yep.
That part was hard, bro. And the lady was like, she's like, how many people are missing? And he's like 14, and she's just like, You see it in her face. She's like, fuck.
Yeah.
We're fucked.
Yeah.
And then they're like, so what do we do? And she's like, start bombing.
Yeah.
Start
right.
bombing the city right now.
Yeah. She's like, this, there's nothing you can do. She's like, I'm going to go be with my family, I think she says, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she knew they were fucked.
Yeah. That shit was awesome.
So
I didn't know that so it was surprising, spoiler alert if you haven't watched the first episode, but the main character's daughter dies in the first episode.
Nobody knew that, man. Unless you played the game.
Unless you
Yeah, I
played the
guess
game,
if you
yeah.
played
It's
the
like-
game, you knew that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't know that shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought she was gonna be like. I was kind of attached to her.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this.
That's how they
she's
want it,
killing
yeah.
the role.
That's what they wanted.
yeah, for sure. She did a
know.
great job in that role,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, she's gonna be a sick character to follow.
Right.
And then the little girl that we get, like,
Yeah.
I'm not that stoked on.
Really? I like her.
Okay, I'm not.
I like her.
I haven't bought into her yet.
But you're kind of supposed to. She's not the daughter.
No, yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
And that's why they want you.
She's actually like opposite of
They,
the daughter.
yeah, that's why they
Yeah.
want you to be like the daughter,
Mm-hmm.
so that you kind of feel him in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he's basically getting a new daughter, but it's not. It's like she's like the opposite of what his daughter was. You know?
She annoys me.
Yeah.
Really? I don't think she's annoying. I thought she's pretty funny. Like
She
when
annoyed Rachel too.
like when she was like, "Can I get a gun?" and they were like, "No," and she's like, "All right, fine, shit, I'll throw a sandwich at him." You know, I thought that was good.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think she's. I don't know.
You don't think she's nailing the role?
No, I don't. I don't know. I don't know anything about the game, so I don't know what her character, what she's supposed to be
Like
like.
that.
She's like Ellen Page, literally.
Yeah.
But she's like a little bit mischievous in the beginning too, because I feel like with the whole story,
Everyone I read, all the things
Yeah.
I read from people that played the game said that she's nailing it.
She's nailing the game character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She just doesn't look like her.
No. But I mean, it's good. I mean, I like it. It's really entertaining.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for it to go gay.
I'm sure it will, because it does.
Does it?
In the Last of Us 1 expansion, yeah. She, the girl, I think, has a relationship with another girl. And then in the second Last of Us, the main antagonist I'm pretty positive is a trans person.
Okay. I was just saying because it's HBO. Like I figured no matter what, they're gonna change. They're gonna change something.
But
from the
that's
game
actually
to
like
Well, they
bring
don't
in-
have to.
they don't
change
have
it.
to. That's actually in it. Yeah.
Right.
Now I heard that the second game was kind of like
Shit on.
shit. on
Everyone
pretty
hates
hard.
it because of what they did with the story, but
Now, from what I understand, is that the guy that created the game or the story of the game, he for the first one it was him and some other people that wrote it, and then for the second one he got all the control and got to write what he wanted it to be,
okay,
and that's why it's not as good. Like, cause like
yeah, like people are very divided over the second one because the first one was so good, the characters and their arcs are amazing, and then a lot of people felt like the second one it was just.
I don't know what this is we have pulled up actually.
this is
This
like a
is the actual
remastered
game, yeah.
and a part one. I think that one, the original, looks better.
Yeah, it's just the game. I can change it. I was actually looking for the difference between the show and the game.
Oh, like the comparisons. I've seen a bunch of those
Yeah.
on TikTok. I didn't understand. Yeah, I don't know. The only thing that throws me off is the little girl. I don't. She was like all like at the end of the second episode, the guy who the main character he's traveling
Joel?
with that girl.
Joel?
Yeah, he's traveling with the older lady who's like
Tess.
his girlfriend
Yeah.
or whatever,
Yep.
and she gets bitten,
Yeah.
and she has to blow up the church or whatever, the city hall.
Yeah.
With all the, and then the girl's all like she's like, no, don't do it. Like when did, there was nowhere in it that like I felt like she should have been attached to that lady.
Yeah.
Like
I think it's just because
In the game,
she's attached to anybody.
in the game, that lady finds out first that she's like special or whatever, and so that her and that girl are together for a minute, and they have like a moment.
they
as
don't
they're
have a
surviving, yeah.
moment in this. That would have made it a lot better.
Well, there was a moment because in a sense she made it so Joel didn't kill her. You know, she like believed in her because Joel wanted to kill her. Like Joel wanted to fucking blow her head off like instantly as soon as he found out she was big.
Right outside
Yeah,
the.
You know,
Yeah.
and so she stuck up for her then, and then when she got bit, she showed Joel. She's like, look at her bite. That was like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mine
yeah,
was
yeah.
an hour ago. You know, this shit's real. So she stuck up for her again. And then the fact that that girl was an orphan. So she doesn't have
Parents.
And I think I saw it as her traveling with the two of them for as little amount of time as it was. It felt like to her that she had a mom and dad
It was like safe. Yeah.
for the first time in her life.
Yes. Okay. I just didn't feel it. I don't feel that. I don't think that girl's that good. But
It could
personally,
be. You're
I just don't. I'm not bought into her acting or her character.
Right on.
honestly, if
yeah.
Ellen Page was
And
still
she
Ellen Page, it would have
annoyed-
been perfect.
If it was Ellen Page.
Yeah, like at that age,
yeah,
it would have
yeah,
been
for
fucking
sure.
perfect, man.
And maybe if I now look at her character as like an Ellen.
Yeah, but do you
Page-
say that just because they got in trouble because they used the likeness of Ellen Page in the game? So that's why you're attached to.
I mean, all
it
this
being
time,
Ellen
I
Page?
actually thought it was Ellen Page. That's the thing. I didn't
Yeah,
know
because
they got in trouble.
because they fucking used Ellen Page.
Well, yeah, that's why I guess
They got like sued for it.
So,
So-
maybe if you look at her character like an Ellen Page Juno-esque,
yeah,
like a
that's-
Juno.
Yeah, but isn't
character.
she like swearing shit? Isn't that like her whole thing? Like she's a little fucking smart ass.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean,
Like a
yeah.
hard ass, smart ass.
In the beginning, she's kind of like that, but
You know who would have been great at that role? Is Chloe Grace Moretz.
Yeah. Yeah, she could have done.
I
it.
have to watch more because I didn't see the second episode.
I don't mind the girl. I think she's
Okay.
alright.
I don't know,
But I can get why
she
you wouldn't
annoyed
like
she
it.
annoyed Rachel too without us even like she was like, oh, this girl's annoying me. I was like, me too. I was like, I don't know what it is, and I was like, is she supposed to be annoying us? Like, is that like gonna play into her character development?
Yeah, I don't know. I think she's nailing like 14-year-old girl who was raised without parents pretty well. Like, I figure a 14-year-old girl is pretty
doesn't-
annoying.
it
I mean, I
doesn't-
know like 22-year-old girls that are fucking annoying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But like when she cusses and stuff, I don't believe it. I don't know. There's just weird things like that. It's like Taylor Swift swearing.
Well, how would you feel? You would probably, if you went to a playground and you hear the kids swearing, you'd probably feel the same thing. Like,
They're forcing it.
you'd be like, okay, wow, like learn how to swear, bro.
Maybe.
You know?
It's not completely like it's not taking me out of it.
I'm trying to think of like who. I'm trying to think of like a show with a good with a good version of that. 'Cause it's out there. You know, like a young kid that feels like authentic.
I think like Kick-Ass is kind of it.
Yeah,
Kick-Ass is it, like the
Yeah,
Chloe
Kick-Ass.
Grace Moretz
Yeah.
character.
she's too young in that.
She's too young, yeah. But when she was like 14, I mean, she'd probably play a 14-year-old still.
Yeah.
But I think that is the idea of it, though. Or even, I guess, maybe, I don't know if Juno was like that. Kind of. I haven't seen Juno in a long time.
Yeah, like that part never happened in the game, but that's okay.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for it to be like you know,
Super woke.
Yeah, although it turns out that when you turn into a zombie, you become homophobic too.
Well, I mean, they're already nailing away with the global warming, and I mean,
Yeah.
they did.
I like that though. I think that's like possible.
It's an interesting concept for sure.
Like I think that's like the most realistic possibility of a zombie thing happening is this movie, and it has nothing to do with like global warming in the sense of like we're creating global warming. It has
it's just the plausibility.
the fact that the Earth has gone through fucking
Yes.
cycles of climate change,
Temperature.
with or without us. It's a natural occurring thing.
Yes.
You know.
And it wouldn't take
And
much
so-
for fungus to evolve.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. And fungus is like the most. It'd be the one thing that would get us too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's smart.
It's smart and it's.
I like that how like it like tells the hordes. They show that how it tells. It could tell the horde of zombies where they're at.
Yeah. 'Cause
It
it's like
commu-
all one
It
like
communicates with them.
Oh yeah, like if they step on it, it
Yeah.
knows where they're at.
Yeah.
Yeah, like fungus does that in nature though. Like underneath the ground, the fungus is communicating with fungus all over like the area that fungus is spread.
Yeah.
Like there's like
The
networks.
Japanese did something with their rail. I think with their subway station or something. They like used fungus to like map it out or some shit like that.
I'm sure.
Like they did something where like fungus maps out like
Okay.
the best route to something.
okay, fungus.
Yeah,
road.
use like do Japanese fungus subway experiment. Oh, okay. So yeah, okay. Maybe we shouldn't watch a YouTube video on it.
I'll just put it on the
probably,
background
like-
while we talk about it.
Oh, maybe it's only a minute long.
This is 3 minutes, but
Yeah, you see, they use.
One classic example.
What's that look like?
Japanese are so clever at this. They there was a slime mold, called Physarum polycephalum, and they had and this slime mold is very, very good at navigating through mazes and challenges. I mean, first to food wins. The conservation of energy, is rewarded. So you
So
don't
how
want
did they
to.
set this up? They put a
Well,
little bit of it.
They did several experiments. The most fun one is they designed a nutrient, basically a nutrient like maize, replicating Tokyo in the Japanese subway system.
So they put little grains
And, so
for every
they
major
started
stop
with
in city
Tokyo, and they put
or part.
oats, which is a nutritional source. They inoculated what is on this basically kind of agar map with all the major cities, the nodes around Tokyo, and they then each of those nodes had a piece of oat on them, which was a source of nutrition.
I just
That
listened to
made,
this podcast.
Oat was where Tokyo was. They inoculated it, and then they let the slime mold then grow. At first, it grew out randomly, exploratorily, just like you would do if you're a hunter or something. You're hunting on the landscape looking for things. And then after about 28 hours, it reorganized itself in the most efficient way possible and reorganized the Japanese subway system in a more efficient manner than it's designed today.
Yeah,
Because
dude.
they-
See, we're
they
fucked.
said-
We're fucked
that's incredible, dude.
Yeah.
if it's able to get into us. That's why that's such a genius
Oh yeah.
take on zombies, man.
Dude, fungus is wild too. Fungus is like, and then they say, like vegetarians eat fungus. They'll eat mushrooms instead of steaks and stuff. And like, everyone that says that they're more like fungus is more related to like mammals than it is to like plants. It's
Yeah.
more of a meaty tissue,
more
and there's
alive.
a reason.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that. Like,
It's like conscious.
yeah, exactly, for sure, conscious. Like, I mean, that's kind of showing it. I mean, they're mapping out where they're going.
Yeah, and I learned. So what's it called? Kleptoids or whatever.
Cordyceps.
Cordyceps.
Yeah.
Cordyceps in nature, what it does with the ants, it infects an ant, and it causes it makes the ant climb to like the top of its ant hill, right? And this is like in the forest, so ant hill's a little bit different.
This shit
Climbs to the
creeps me out.
top,
I don't
and it
wanna-
makes it bite down. It makes it clamp down on fucking like a leaf or something at the top of its fucking nest, right? And it clamps down, and then it kills it, and it makes it, or just makes it stay there, and then eventually the ant dies, and then it grows out this thing
I want to
that
see some
then
video of this.
that then drops spores. From there, it releases spores
like microscopic
onto
spores.
onto the rest of the ants.
Oh, and it infects them all.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Gnarly, dude.
Make
It's-
it big.
Bro, this shit creeps me out. I don't like watching stuff like this. I don't know why. Just bugs in general freak me the fuck out.
So it's tripping out right there, right?
Yeah, like it's freaking out.
It's got the fungus in
Remember
it.
when all those seeds were getting delivered during the pandemic? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
From, like people were getting random seeds and
Dude,
shit.
it's freaking out right now. Look at this.
Seeds?
Yeah, the people were getting like random seeds mailed to them.
I don't remember that.
Do you remember that, Enzo?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a little thing, and nothing ever came from it. I wonder if it's this shit.
What? Well, like, were the Japanese weaponizing it? Like, were they trying to figure out how to weaponize it? Like, seeing if they could get that thing to figure out.
I don't know.
So it just climbs and climbs and climbs, and they have to take it away from the hive, and they just drop him off.
Oh, and then he dies right there.
Yep, and then fungus grows out of him.
Just like the show. And then that's gonna release spores.
That shit's wild. So the ants knew though that thing had it.
Yeah.
So that was why
There's-
they took it out of there.
Yeah.
They're like, let's get this motherfucker
Yeah.
out of here, dude.
Yeah.
And the only reason that it can't survive in humans is because it dies at like 99 or 93 degrees or
97,
something.
Yeah, I think it's 97.
Yeah, it's just not used to hotness, like super hotness.
Oh,
It's intense, bro.
yeah, that shit's wicked.
Some shit, yeah. Yeah, like
I'm
it's
excited
salt
for
and
the new
mace.
characters in the show. Like the guy from Parks and Rec.
He's
Like
just gonna
what?
be gay, bro.
His he's gonna be gay.
It's HBO, dog. I don't know. Is he gay in the game?
Which guy?
I don't know. I think his name's Bob.
No,
He's not gay.
he's not. No.
We'll see.
Yeah.
See what HBO
We'll see what
does.
HBO says.
Because speaking on that, I checked out Velma.
Oh, dude, that thing's getting torn up.
I checked out Velma.
That thing's getting torn
I had to. I
up.
didn't want to talk on it unless I watched it. Yeah, I get why it's getting torn up. It's just fucking. It's just like what, like who okayed this? Who gave this the green light? And the thing is that like so I like the animation. I like the animation and like even the like I don't know like. Even the humor doesn't really bother me that much. Like, yeah, it's like way over sexualized and like, especially because you're watching like underage. You're like watching all these like underage girls showering naked and shit that are in high school, which is really fucking weird, right? Yeah. And you're not thinking about it when you're watching it until you do think about it. You're like, holy shit, like these girls are probably like 16, 14,
Yeah.
you know?
Is it showing them?
Yeah. it's-
Naked?
Well, they got like bubbles over their
okay.
nipples.
Oh, but it's like
It's like
Inappropriate.
bubbles over their
Sexualized,
nipples
yeah.
and their vagina.
Inappropriate.
But like almost like, yeah, very inappropriately. And they get in like a girl fight in the shower. Like, this big like girl fight within like the first 3 minutes of the show. Like a naked girl fight.
that's weird.
Yeah.
Not you.
And the reason it like because like they could have done something, they could have had something here like with the idea of doing a mature take on Scooby-Doo, you know?
Yeah.
Like they could have had it, but they should have just kept the gang together. They should have kept the gang together with their like 60s mentality, like almost like a Brady Bunch reboot that they did.
Yes.
Where it was like the Brady Bunch in the 90s.
Yeah.
And they didn't fit in. Like if they would have went that route with it, because what sucks about it is that there's nothing. It feels there's nothing that makes it Scooby Doo.
How stupid
There's
does they make Freddy?
There's nothing. He's just like he's white man bad,
Yeah. that's what I'm
rich,
saying.
white man bad.
Yeah.
And there's just there's no team. There's nothing that represents Scooby Doo. And it didn't need to be that way. This is like Kelly's fucking whatever her name is, Mindy. Whatever.
Is that who this is?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it's her. She's like the main writer on it, and she plays Velma.
so did it have to even be Velma?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
There's
'cause
no
it's-
point for it. There's 0 point
Yeah.
for it to use anything, to use the Scooby-Doo name or likeness at all. Like, it should have just been its own fucking thing. The only reason they did that was to get people to watch it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, I wish that they would get sued. There must. I don't know how they got the rights to do this,
This show.
to just destroy
Change the characters.
the idea of
and-
Scooby Doo. They're not a team. Like, they're not a team in it, right? Like Velma's a bisexual fucking little Indian girl that hates the fucking. That's just angry at everything.
Capitalists.
And Daphne is like a rich mean, like a mean girl,
Okay.
right? Like just super mean. Fred is a rich, like popular person that's played by Glenn Howerton, which is Dennis. And then Shaggy is some black dude that doesn't even sound like Shaggy. They didn't even like gee, Scoob, zoinks, you know, like
Yeah.
they didn't even make him sound like fucking Shaggy. Like, that's iconic. Like, and I'm pretty sure Scooby is now a black woman.
What?
Yeah, from what I understand, I don't think it
Like
came
it's
out
still,
yet.
It's still a dog though, right?
No. Like, people are assuming that this black woman that's going to be in the next episode is going to be Scooby.
What?
Yeah. I'm not positive on that
That
yet.
sounds fucked up.
Yeah. But if they just would have put the gang in there and the gang was the gang, all right? Because that's why people like the gang, because they each have different personalities and they come together and they work together, and it just had them in, like, you know, out of their element. It could have worked.
Bro.
It could have been like, because it kind of has like a Ventures Brother vibe to it. You guys remember Ventures Brothers?
Never
No.
saw it, but
Yeah, Adult Swim. You guys know what I'm talking about?
No, I never watched Adult Swim.
Oh,
me neither.
okay.
I just think we're gonna have to accept that this is the way of the future with a lot of our.
No, because this is getting shit on, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's like people aren't
I mean,
like.
not what I'm saying by way of
How
the
do,
future.
what do they not test this shit?
What
Do
I'm
they
saying
not?
is they're gonna keep doing this with our classic shows and the movie series that we like, and they're gonna change them, you know, and we're gonna have to see this again and again and again.
Like, they could have created their new like this show about these kids that solve mysteries, and people would have been like, "Oh, this is like a take on Scooby Doo."
Yeah, a
remake,
you know?
yeah.
No, not a remake, just like a take on inspiration off of Scooby Doo, but like vulgar and adult. And I think if they would have went that route, it still would have got kind of shat on, because it's just like, who's this for? But it would have done a lot better though.
Well,
it's the
actually-
fact that it's
It wouldn't even have been Who's This For, because, like, I mean, there's so many adult cartoons nowadays that if you do an adult cartoon, you already know that it's for, you know, teenager, like late teens and
yeah.
adults. Like, it's not like this is almost like this is for, like this is
Who is this for?
this is tricking kids to be like, oh, I know Velma.
Yeah.
I'm gonna click on this one because that's a Scooby Doo character.
Or it looks cartoony, you know.
Why is she so tan? But
Yeah.
Velma on vacation.
I just don't like
Because I mean, it has parts where I thought were kind of funny, you know.
Well, she's funny,
Like-
right? I mean, I think that Mindy chick's funny. I know her show bomb too, but
I think she used to be funny.
she was a writer
Yeah.
on The Office.
Like
so,
this,
mean,
I
that's
think if
one of
she
the
would have
funniest
if she
shows
would
on
have done
TV.
this fucking 10 years ago, 15 years ago, it probably would have been sweet. You know what I'm saying?
without the
It would have been
wokeness.
yeah,
They're
it would have
just
been
overdoing
different.
it, dude.
It would have been different. It wouldn't have been so fucking
They're going over the
woke.
top.
Yeah, they need a reality check, and I think hopefully that's what this is going to do, is set a reality check. Like, look,
I mean, but
People don't
everybody's
like
been
this
saying
shit.
go woke, go broke for
Long
years
time, and
since
they're
like
still doing it.
2016, and they just keep pushing this shit out, and it's like
I don't think
know.
it's going anywhere.
It's tough because the culture's like, I don't know. I mean, we can maybe get into it later with like the Crowder Daily Wire thing, but it's like where is the counter of this? And now like looking at that side of it and like looking at the whole Crowder and Daily Wire thing, you're like, oh, the same shit's happening in that. So like how long till inevitably that's corrupt? And they're just
Seems like it
doing
already
this,
is.
yeah, they're just doing the same shit that
Yeah.
this stuff's doing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's counters out there. My kids watch the Tuttle Twins on YouTube.
I don't know what
What
that
does
is.
that mean?
It's just like this dope ass cartoon that came out. It's like it was like a book series first, but it's like a lot of like more conservative ideology that it teaches them, and like it's like a really well done cartoon. And like, you know, there'll be like one episode where it's like it's these two twins, a brother and a sister, and they have a grandma that has like a time machine, and she takes them on like these adventures and teaches them about history and shit, and they learn all these lessons each episode, you know. And like one episode they go to like they learn about communism. It
It's
takes,
hilarious.
it takes them to like North Korea and shit,
It's hilarious.
Okay.
you know, and it teaches
Yeah.
them. One episode teaches them about the free market.
Got it.
One's
Yeah.
about the Bolsheviks.
No,
Can't go there.
but yeah, it's really well done cartoon, and my kids watch it. I have my kids watch it, and they learn shit.
Yeah. How many
it's,
views
like, funny.
does that get?
Well, this isn't a
The Tuttle Twins just
Click
they
on
got 50,000 subscribers.
no, that's not an episode.
No, but just their subs.
52,000
Oh, okay, yeah.
subscribers.
Yeah, it's pretty new though too.
Yeah.
Like this, they only have one season out.
I mean, that's
right
not bad by any means. It's no secret
Yeah.
hideout numbers. No, I mean, dog.
Yeah, yeah.
Ain't
Like
no,
season
ain't no
1,
61.
See that right there, up there, season 1, episode 11.
Yeah.
Free speech. That one's about free speech, and it,
31.
you know,
Okay.
it's got 31K.
See, so like that doesn't even get many views though. Like in the stream, you know what I
Because this is
mean?
all that it's on. It's only on like
YouTube?
You know, it's not on like Netflix or anything like that. And like I said, it's new. They only got one season out, but it's a book. It's
What,
like a.
what
Whoa.
is that? Yeah, what
book
is that I
series.
see right there?
She's probably. I think
Pull
she's.
that
I
off?
think she's the bad kid.
Okay.
Of course she is.
You know.
I see where you're going, Tuttle Twins. Ah,
Well, they're learning about. It's. I didn't say it's fucking conspiracy theory, fucking Enzo.
I'm just joking,
right?
dog.
Huh? Why was she throwing the Black Lives Matter though?
Because she wants.
What, is
she
she,
wants
is she
like
a fascist?
Yeah, she's. I don't know.
Look how nice she's dressed.
I don't know. For that, this one's like about like free speech. Like she starts saying shit about one of the Tuttle twins that's running for class president or something, and they're like, "She can't say that," and the grandma's like, "No, she can because we have free speech."
Okay.
You know, it sucks, but you just got to do something to overcome it.
Got it.
She's allowed to say that.
Got it.
But yeah,
Well, that's
funny.
good.
Too
We
funny.
need more of this stuff.
Yeah.
This needs to be on like Daily Wire or whatever. Maybe not Daily
So,
Wire, but
what is the exact story about that? I mean, do you guys know?
are we gonna hop out of?
random shit.
I mean, I got a lot of.
Wanna
I
stay in
still
the
got a
Tuttle?
lot of pop culture.
What do you
It's
got?
Technically pop culture.
Pop, pop,
Yeah,
pop
I mean,
it, baby.
everything is kind of pop
Yeah,
culture.
run it then.
Do you know anything about that? What's going on with Crowder? And you didn't hear anything
Oh,
about
okay.
I
that?
mean, I've heard there's stuff going on. I don't get what it is. He didn't like a contract or something.
That's what I
So
thought too, but
yeah, I mean, the breakdown of it is Crowder put out some videos, some snarky videos about the Daily Wire
Doesn't he-
offering him.
He works on the Daily, right?
No, he was with the Blaze,
Oh,
and he
okay.
left the Blaze, and he was going independent per se, like a free agent in the
Okay.
media world. And the Daily Wire offered him a contract, and he was like, "These terms are fucked up." Like, he came out saying like, and I guess the rebuttal that the Daily Wire has was it wasn't a contract. It was
term.
just terms. Like it was kind of like a printed up paper that they give to all of their creators.
Yeah.
But on it was like some fucked up shit like that. If you get demonetized
at
from
all. Yeah.
YouTube, then you owe 20% back of your contract. And if you get this or that strikes, then you have to owe this much back.
Basically incentivizing them to not get demonetized at all. And there are certain topics and things you cannot talk about in such a way that
That
makes
doesn't-
it so that
That doesn't sound that crazy to me.
Well, the thing is like the Daily Wire is like the Daily Wire and all these other media conglomerates of the
Yeah.
conservative voices are like always like talking about like how they want to bring
Free speech.
free speech, bring
Yeah.
big tech down, but yet they're making all their creators like work within the guidelines of free speech. So then it questions like, where are they, like, why are they playing the game with these people, with these big tech guidelines and these companies that of the people that that they're literally talking shit about.
For example.
But I mean, I just want to play devil's advocate on it.
Yeah.
Just because.
Please do.
I would look at it like. So how much were they offering them? Did they say
50 mil? I guess
they're giving $50 million.
But that's
for
like
what? Like 5
that's
years?
for
10
4
years?
Yeah.
4 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
It sounds a
amount of
lot
money.
to us,
Yeah.
and that's what they.
I mean,
it's
what was he making before?
No, but it's like those. It's
not that much, probably, or close to that
It's
much.
probably a good deal for him, like money wise.
I don't think he would hurt from it. No,
But he can't get demonetized.
he's already demonetized.
Okay,
So-
but he wouldn't be able to get demonetized under the Daily Wire brand, right? Because if he got demonetized, then he's not bringing them any money.
yes.
But why
like,
are
let's
they?
say,
Why
for
are they
example,
even worried about? Why are they even worried about?
It's their business.
But why would they fuck with YouTube at all? Like, if you're gonna sign Crowder, like, why don't you put Crowder's stuff on the Daily Wire's website where you're streaming Daily Wire content?
Well, I agree. I would think, though, that they want, because of how big YouTube is and the fact that majority of people that are going to see it are going to see it on fucking YouTube. Even someone like me, like, I know how evil and all that shit that is, but like, I still use YouTube. That's like my number
this
one.
is
let's
why.
say, for example,
This is
though,
why we still use
You know,
YouTube.
Why?
Yes.
What?
Is because the people that are actually in a position to change
Yes.
it are not changing it. They're just playing along with the guidelines of it. It's the same that like Tim Pool does it too. Like, it's like he always talks about fucking like how bad like these big tech is with freedom of speech, but yeah, he won't let people swear on his program, so he
'Cause
can
he
be
doesn't-
monetized.
he needs to be
on
monetized.
YouTube.
I get that. I know what you're saying. I agree with it. I'm just saying, playing devil's advocate, it's because they know they're going to get more views on YouTube than they're going to get on whatever fucking thing they create. All they're going to do is create another Rumble, if anything. They're either going to create their own website or they're going to create Rumble and another Rumble, or they're even just going to put it on Rumble, and they're not going to get half the amount of views.
Yeah, but why penalize?
you know,
Why penalize your creators for being demonetized by these big tech companies?
For example,
Well,
hang
I-
on,
I would-
I will
go
let me
ahead.
cut in for just 1 second. One of the things would be, for example, like if these are conservative pundits and conservative shows, and these are our conservative thought leaders, and this is kind of like what I interpreted Crowder saying is, if the companies that are supposed to be like hiring our conservative thought leaders are still going, hey, we're going to make these shows and we're going to put them out, but you can't talk about COVID, or you can't talk about the jab, or you can't talk about hydroxychloroquine because you'll get demonetized. So we're going to fine the shit out of you. So you have to stay within these guidelines that really, in the end of the day, how is that any different from already these liberal or whatever other left-wing companies are going out?
Understand?
Yeah.
I get what's happening. I'm saying it's a pretty simple fix, if you ask me. You say I think that they should stay within the guidelines for YouTube, and it's just, hey, you have to produce an edited show. Just like if I'm a record label and I got a fucking an artist, right, and he swears a lot and shit like that, I'm like, bro, every song you make, you got to make fucking like 6 other versions of that song so I can put that shit on the radio. I can put it on this. I can put it on a video game. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to have that radio edit version for the fucking masses, right? But if they want so you have to have that edited version for fucking YouTube, and if you don't do that and you put up on something and you just put up your episode and you get fined, we're going to penalize you for that. When all you had to do is just make an edited episode of that for YouTube, but then you have your unedited somewhere else. That's easy access. I don't think it's that different than like an artist.
I don't know how that
having,
works because isn't YouTube a publisher then? And then let's say, like, for example, they put the same content out but slightly different on a different publisher. I don't know how it works.
Because they got to
then
play the
you're-
game.
well,
They got to
then
play the
you're-
game
but
to make
then you're-
money.
Then you're
Yeah.
working. Then you're working with like. I mean, you're cutting into their whatever time. I mean, you're making them make two products.
Yeah, but they can't. Okay, so if their biggest numbers are coming off of YouTube, all right, if that's where their biggest numbers are coming off of, why would they want?
But
to
Crowder's
sign,
aren't.
sign something.
Crowder's aren't like
Crowder's aren't, but who's getting more? Is Crowder getting more than fucking Ben Shapiro on YouTube?
No, but Ben Shapiro
You know what I'm
gets
saying?
similar numbers on Rumble. You know what I mean? And I mean these conservative voices are actually branching. Like what's the guy Dan
Bongino.
Dan Bongino, like
Yeah.
he has more subs on Rumble than he does on his YouTube channel. Like it's because they are. I mean, there's actually there was legs to the movement.
Is his YouTube channel the same exact show as his Rumble?
I
I don't think he's even on YouTube anymore.
Fox,
Yeah.
He's
so
not
I
on
don't know.
YouTube
I
anymore.
don't
Well,
think
his
he is.
Fox show probably
It might be.
is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay,
But-
so then it's then would it? Okay, is it just strictly to YouTube? Does Crowder have a chance? Does he have the option to say, "All right, well, I don't want to have a YouTube channel"?
I don't
And
even
they're like,
know
okay.
if it's
I'm
exclusively
just saying,
with YouTube.
if they're
That's the
saying he
thing.
has to be within the
Well,
guidelines of
It was
YouTube,
YouTube, iTunes.
It's anything under the
Spotify.
name of
anything that they would get
the
that
Daily
if
Wire.
he didn't censor himself anyways, he
Yeah.
wouldn't be allowed on, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes, yeah.
I think it's shitty if they're like, you have to make one for YouTube
Yes. Well,
no
and
matter
that's-
what. Then I kind of get it.
And that's
more,
the
that
thing.
Him being mad.
That's only part of this story is like his disagreement with the contracts. Then like the next day, like Candace Owens went on Tim Pool and was like cussing him out, and I think Ben Shapiro said some stuff, and Jordan Peterson tweeted out that he supported Steven Crowder, and then he like deleted his tweet back like within like a couple hours. There's been a back and forth, and then Steven Crowder like recorded a conversation of someone. I don't know. Have you been hearing about that shit?
Yeah, he recorded the conversation with the the owner of the Daily Wire,
Okay.
and it was and then that became what the talking point was. So like it was at first like Crowder was asking for too much money or wanted more money, and then they're like, no, it's because Crowder recorded his friend's conversation, and then they're like, oh no, it's because he whatever. They
It just
just
doesn't
keep,
look good right now.
no, it's just like I don't know. And I think what Crowder's actually standing for and what he's doing, what he did initially was he said no.
Yeah.
And I think
That's
that's
fine.
good. I think
Yeah.
that he should say no if he doesn't think
For sure.
that if he doesn't think that what they're doing is what they're actually preaching.
So is that what they're doing? Is that what's happening then? Is that he just said no and they're just being little babies about it?
Yes.
Or
Well-
did he come out and say some slanderous shit against them?
He did. Well, he's Crowder. I mean, that's his thing too.
Yeah.
I mean, he had like a talk boy, and he recorded the conversation, like being like, these are what, and he's saying that what he's saying that for the future content creators that the Daily Wire is going to be putting on, they're going to be Armstrong with their
Hamstrung.
hamstrung with their
Yeah.
arms behind their back to the same tech
Yeah, I get you.
Guidelines. Yeah.
guidelines that everyone else is.
Yeah.
And like it's not just Crowder that he's.
But
he's
how
not
does like
worried about
Candace Owens
Crowder.
get away with it? I mean, every time I hear Candace Owens talking, she's talking about like not getting the jab and all this shit. Like I hear her. I don't
yeah.
watch her on YouTube.
Yeah, I don't know. She might.
You know.
And she's
They're
not.
beefing right now for some reason.
So but I'm just saying, like how
Candace Owens and Steven Crowder have been going back and forth. At
like
each
how
other.
does she talk about this shit and I hear about it? Like I see her clips and hear about what she's saying and shit.
Because she's not an employee of the Daily Wire. She just has a show on the Daily Wire.
Oh, okay.
So she can put out her own content, like the Daily Wire, and that's what Candace Owens. Well, Candace Owens it was responding to it on Tim Pool prior to Crowder being on,
Yeah.
and she was like, they don't own any of my social media and stuff because I negotiated this stuff, and that's what Crowder could have done. He could have negotiated
yeah.
all of this stuff, like that. Like they have their own Instagram and their own YouTube channel and their
Yeah.
own. and they own all of that, but they don't own my YouTube channel. They don't own
Yeah.
my.
It sounds like
Instagram.
some stupid petty high school shit on both parts, honestly, because it sounds like he got a deal he didn't like, and instead of just turning it down or trying to negotiate against it, he made content over it to make content over it and to get some fucking views, and then they responded childishly by attacking him for it instead of just coming out and being like, wow, like he should have just handled this a little bit more professionally.
Well, and I guess that's the thing too. I guess like the big deal was like I guess Crowder's supposed to be friends with a lot of these people too, and Crowder considered them friends.
Yeah.
And I think they all felt like they were stabbing each other in the back.
Do these people do people really? I don't know. Maybe it's because I don't.
But what
people,
to me is like it's scary because it's like what I just said prior. I was like, how long? It's like the same shit.
Yeah, it's the same tactics,
it's
the same business.
Yeah, because
secrets.
that's the world, man. It's all fucking. That's what I was gonna say. Do people not understand that this is like, it's a fucking lie? It's all a lie.
They don't understand, and
It's
a lot
all
of
a
people
lie.
in 2016 would have thought
These
that Crowder
fucking,
and Candace
Daily Wire is a
and Ben
fucking
Shapiro. I agree.
They're a business, and
Yes.
businesses are fucking shady.
But back in 2016, people would have looked at Candace Owens, Ben Shapiro, Steven Crowder as like voices in the conservative Inc. movement. And so Steven Crowder's coming out saying that Big Con essentially is just the same, following the same business practices and the same rules that
Which will eventually lead to what you have in the regular liberal media.
Yes, that's I kind of think of what they're saying, and that's what looks bad is because they're kind of like going at each other's throats, and it's like, whoa, dude, they were just kind of like they had a lot of like all these people have a lot of followers that are.
But I'm saying though, so let's say Crowder goes out and he creates his own fucking company. He creates his own company. I guarantee you within fucking 10 years of it being successful, he's going to be pulling the same shady shit. Because that's how business is.
Yeah, maybe.
Totally.
You know what I'm
possible,
saying?
yeah.
I bet you even anybody that we really like or look up to probably does some shady
I
shit
think,
or
like,
some fucking,
in order to get big like the Daily Wire and get big like
You have to sign those
Joe
contracts.
Rogan.
maybe maybe
like-
for sure. Yeah, I mean,
There's some sort of contract.
There's got to be
you gotta
selling
sign.
out and fucking soul selling and some moral questioning happening.
like Tim
in there.
Pool, like I think Tim Pool like is like I don't think he's like I think he's truly I feel he as if he's independent like because I don't think he's like I don't think he'll ever
Yeah, but he's independent.
jump-
But I mean, what about what's his name? What all the shit he said? Like they had to fucking sign all these contracts, and he was gonna fucking own what's his name? Everything he did, he was gonna own it.
Who?
What's his name?
Adam Krieger.
Yeah.
Oh
Krigler,
yeah,
true.
yeah.
Krigler
that's true.
said that. You
Yeah,
know,
kinda thing.
he wanted me to
Yeah.
sign some contract
thing.
that he was
Yeah.
gonna own
Yeah.
my music, anything I made.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I'm
true.
saying?
No, I forgot
Predatory
about that.
contracts.
Cause that's business. That's
Yeah.
what's shitty about business. It's cutthroat.
Yeah. Well, and I think what Crowder is
Crowder's
arguing,
gonna fight it.
what he's arguing for is to me the more just and more. It's to me it sounds like he's actually worried about more of what the morals and the causes and like the messaging.
That's fine, but he wouldn't about it wrong because obviously Candace Owens would about it better. It sounds like Candace Owens got a better deal.
Well, who knows what? Maybe she had to
You
kiss the
know.
ring. Maybe that's the point.
Yeah.
You know,
Maybe.
that's what I think is the whole point.
Where
with Ben.
Crowder might actually make out sweeter in the long run by just
Yeah.
being independent.
For now.
Yes.
Yeah, unless he wants to grow exponentially. And I think that's what happens with these companies is like if they want to grow beyond,
Yeah, they can
wanna-
go to a certain point.
Yeah. But once they want to go to like the next level, that's when I think it gets shady. And I mean, I don't know how to combat that, but besides turning down $50 million deals,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like if Rogan would have turned down Spotify and started his own, he was in a position to
do that,
to start his own streaming. JoeRogan.com or whatever, JRE app would have had 1 million downloads and
Yeah.
he could have
Seconds.
seconds. And
Yeah.
he could have, put it out there. But it would have been a lot more legwork for him at the back end. He would have had to own servers and do all the
For sure.
whatever you have
Yeah.
to do for the tech side of it, opposed to signing $100 million Spotify deal and then having to kiss the ring a bit on certain things.
Yeah. I mean, look at Gab.
What about it?
Gab didn't kiss the ring.
Yeah.
I don't use Gab. Why don't I use Gab? Want to know why I don't use Gab?
You don't want to get on the FBI list.
No, because there's not an app for it.
Yeah. 'Cause
That's
they can't
why.
have an app.
That's
Yeah.
why I don't use Gab.
Well, they
There's
can't,
not an app for it.
They're not going to be
I
able
know
to have
that's a
one.
stupid
Yeah.
reason, but that's. I think a lot of people they're not allowed to have one. They didn't kiss the ring, and I bet you that's why their numbers are pretty low.
It
You
happened
can
to
take
Parler,
their
too.
You can
right?
take their
Parler,
site and
yeah.
like put
They
it
got
on
pulled
your,
off the app stores.
But yeah, no, there is no app for sure. That website is a fount of just information.
And it's gonna be like that. But I get like Crowder's fighting the cause. Like I get it. And I respect that. But I he's not gonna be the change. I think there's
yeah.
only gonna be one change, and that's Jesus coming back, dog.
I don't
All right.
by any means think that he's
That's
gonna
Jesus
change
coming
anything.
back. That's gonna be the change.
Yeah, of course.
All right, because devil's gonna fucking rule this shit for as long
Till
as he
then.
can.
Yeah. No, I agree.
So it's like
There you go.
it's Jesus coming back.
Tell me about it, dog.
All right.
All right. Tell me about it, dog.
And until then, we in the grass of the devil,
Yeah. Tell him, Jay.
the evil one.
So ain't nothing with Louder Crowder.
Ain't no
Louder
Louder
Crowder.
Crowder ain't gonna bring the change.
He ain't.
He ain't gonna bring the change.
No, he ain't, Jake. Tell him about it, Jake.
The only one person gonna bring the change.
And where's he coming from, Jake?
He coming from the Almighty High,
Oh.
from the light, to bring the light into the darkness.
Oh, do you feel
That's Jesus Christ. Give me an amen.
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 Amen. Give me amen, Zozo.
Amen, brother.
All right. All right.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's our new.
That's probably right.
That's our new track.
That's our new segment we've created.
That's true.
It's called the sermon. So okay, so he was on Timcast
Yeah, yesterday, I think.
and Canasone.
Yeah, they're
was on
back to back. Yeah.
but they talk about it both.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll check those out.
Yeah, they're. I mean, I was vibing with both.
Yeah,
I get it. Like, and she made sense too. She was like, if you don't get the whole story of it, like, she's just like, why don't you just have a lawyer look at your contract
right.
and make your contract what you want it to be? And
Yeah.
he's saying it's not that. It's a bigger picture of like,
Freedom.
yeah, why are we
Like,
letting
why are our
like,
thought leaders in bed with the bad guys, basically?
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, because that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
It's just like, I mean, like, Daily Wire has the momentum to break the chains of YouTube and break the chains of Facebook and
Yeah.
all those.
They kind of are though. I think
They're doing a great job.
They're
for
doing a great
sure.
job.
Yeah, like, I mean, like, What Is a Woman documentary, and I mean that
And-
reached so many people, like beyond who were just subscribed to Daily Wire.
Yeah. And
Like,
maybe they can start pumping out shit like the Tuttle Twins and shit for kids. And maybe it's good that Crowder's going that way, because maybe he'll create another thing that's like the Daily Wire.
sure,
You know?
yeah.
I think it's gonna become shady in that sense, the same way. He'll kiss the ring eventually, but I guess a little bit less kissing the ring is better than full on kiss the ring, right?
I mean, yeah.
For both
is
of them?
there? Yeah. You know, this guy, is this Scott Adams? Is that who this is? I
don't
think. He recently expressed regret that he got the jab, and originally he was very kind of like pro jab.
Is Jordan Peterson part of the Daily Wire?
Yes.
They all just have shows on the Daily Wire.
Okay, so they're like subcontracted.
Yeah,
or some
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Um,
But like that, and that doesn't like, and Candace Owens makes it clear that it's not necessarily like she doesn't feel owned by the Daily Wire. She's like, I don't even consider them friends. I'm not friends with them. They're like,
I work there.
oh wait, they
worked
got
there,
some
yeah.
the Chip Chilla. So I said, oh yeah, shit.
you
There
know
you
what
go.
that is? Is that what we were just talking about?
No.
Coming soon. Yeah, that's gonna be their first cartoon.
Good.
And yeah, I mean, I backed it. I have a Daily Wire subscription, and I don't think this didn't make me like want to go cancel my Daily Wire subscription. I don't really think Crowder was really trying to say that. If anything, I think he's kind of punching them in the face, being like, "Look at what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like, look at what you're doing. Like, really think about like what these terms. Why do these terms even show up in a
Conservative,
a negotiation at all? Like,
Right.
why should we even be talking about this? Like,
I wonder what is Shapiro out talking about it?
yeah,
yeah.
I think they've
Is,
all been.
is Daily Wire Shapiro's?
he's one of the owners. There's two
Okay.
owners.
I don't trust Shapiro.
No.
I like him on a lot of things he says. Like there's a lot of
Yeah.
things I agree with, but there's also things
I
I
mean,
like I don't trust you.
He's
bro.
a snarky lawyer. I mean,
Yeah.
you just see, you kind of see that.
Yeah, on his face.
Yeah, I mean, come on. That man is hissing in the dark.
I know. No. Oh man.
Yeah, you can say that.
I don't think you can say that. Mark that one down for sure.
What are they gonna do?
I don't know. Probably get all of us fired from our jobs.
I didn't say why he's hissing in the dark.
Yeah, dog, what are you talking about, Enzo?
No, what is
Trying to get
Settle
at.
down, dude. I'm putting Enzo all on screen right now.
Whatever Enzo's thinking ain't what I'm thinking.
No, dude. I'm just
Put me
thinking-
on screen. Ain't what I'm thinking.
not that one?
All right.
Me neither.
You guys know the Wings won? Just so you guys know.
Cool.
Let me
Change that subject real quick.
let me hop back into
Some pop.
some
Pop,
pop.
pop it, baby.
I watched The Northman. The Northman.
Oh, you hadn't seen it yet?
No. I watched it. It was
Really?
okay. It was okay.
You got me.
That's how I
pumped.
felt,
don't
too.
know.
It's okay. It was it's Hamlet. In fact, it is Hamlet. Or Shakespeare took that story
From Nordic Tale.
from Nordic Tale. I mean,
Yeah.
it's about Prince Amaleth, which is Hamlet, if you spell it,
Wow.
Amaleth.
Didn't know that, but it's pretty badass.
Look up his name.
Yeah.
It's
no.
Hamlet is an anagram of Amaleth.
Amaleth, yeah. This guy doesn't have pants on. Okay.
Okay.
You know,
It's a pretty badass movie.
I think it's pretty badass.
Yeah.
I thought it was okay. It's kind of slow for
It
me.
is slow.
You know,
It is a
it's-
little slow.
I thought it could have been a lot more badass.
Dude, those scenes, but those scenes where it is badass, like
Yeah.
the raid on the town.
The way
is-
that it's filmed is badass too.
yeah.
Yeah, it definitely filmed.
Well, it's
really-
the guy. It's
really
who-
pretty.
Roger
Eggers.
Eggers. Yeah. He did The Witch, which is also slow.
Yeah,
It's not like an action movie.
yeah,
It's more of just like a weird story.
right.
But
Yeah,
I thought
like,
the action
yeah.
scenes were sick in it though. Like,
Yeah,
thought
I didn't
that-
hate
You
it
didn't
or
like
anything
The
with it.
Lighthouse? Both you guys hated The Lighthouse?
I didn't see the Lighthouse.
Lighthouse is really bad.
I never really had an interest to see the
No,
Lighthouse.
it's really
honestly.
bad.
Okay.
That movie is that's beyond slow.
Okay.
And it's just like all of his weirdness, like all of the weird little
Everything.
Yeah, he just it's a real weird movie.
This movie is pretty legit. I liked it.
I thought it was kind of cool and he
I've watched it twice. Actually.
he gets he escapes as a young child and he becomes basically the Marine. He joins the Marine Corps of
Yeah,
like
Vikings,
Bad guys.
yeah,
of some Viking type clan.
Yeah.
He's like the Marine Corps though. When you see them go into battle,
Yeah.
everyone else has shields and stuff,
And they're in
helmets,
wolves.
and
Yeah.
they're just a gang of 12 of them, and they just climb in with
Yeah.
nothing on.
The hardest motherfuckers around.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought that was
And
cool.
that's the
I thought it
Vikings
would have
did
been.
that shit,
I thought
dude.
it would have been cooler to see that, put a little emphasis on him becoming that.
Sure.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Becoming this badass.
The mysticism can throw people off. I think
I
in
didn't
this
mind the
movie.
mysticism. I thought that was fine. I liked the
You
mysticism.
like that stuff?
Yeah, I
Like-
like that stuff.
Like with what's the guy's name?
Yeah, that was another thing. I had no idea who was acting in this, and I kept just being I was like, man, this guy looks like William Dafoe.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's crazy. He sounds and looks like William Dafoe. They should have just got William Dafoe. And then I was like, this guy looks like fucking Ethan Hawke. I was like, why are they getting all these actors that look like these other actors?
Yeah,
like, just
yeah.
like they must
Like,
not have been able to
damn.
afford it. And then I
She
find
looks like
out.
Nicole Kidman.
I did. I was like this because I thought this was like really like low budget
budget.
and shit, just done well. And it is Ethan Hawke. Because I was like, there's no way that Ethan Hawke would do this role. This guy was in it for like fucking 5 minutes.
Yeah,
And same thing with William Dafoe.
Yeah.
I was like, these are too big of names
Yeah.
to be in the movie this short, but they went out and found some people that look just like them.
Absolutely.
But it's them.
What about when like William Dafoe's character comes back? That scene's really bizarre.
Oh, with the head?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that scene's wild.
Yeah, I just feel like there was a lot of boring parts in it where it's like, okay, you could have cut these parts out and like put more emphasis on like him becoming a badass, showing him grow up a little bit.
Yeah, they did kind of jump it. I like that chick in it too. What's her name? She was in The Witch too.
One part I never
Yeah, the
understood,
Oh, what's her?
and I don't know if they talk about it, but why does she
Clay
leave
Spang
him at the end when
something.
when he's
Clay-
fighting?
Clay Spang. No, and Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah.
Yeah, why does she run away from him when he's fighting
Bad too.
on the mountain, and then he like loses his confidence? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't
Because
know,
that's why he did that, so she could get away.
Oh, I thought he was legit going to
when he starts going hard at
when
the
he starts going
motherfuckers,
hard, and then he sees her
and then-
running away, and he like loses all his confidence.
so she can get away.
That was the only reason.
So they were all attacking him, and he basically let them capture him. So
Why
that
didn't he just keep fucking killing him?
because he couldn't, like he needed a plan.
He knew that
He knew
they
he had the
would-
heart.
Yeah, he knew that they would.
They
would,
wouldn't kill him
Yeah.
because he knew he had the. That's why he took the son's heart, because that's like a big deal. You know what I'm saying?
I don't quite remember.
So
that.
he takes his uncle's he takes his cousin's heart
okay, yeah,
when he
yeah,
kills
yeah,
his cousin.
yeah.
And he knew that he could use that as leverage, that they wouldn't kill him right away. And so he fucking fucks up some dudes, but he's not going to go all out. I mean, he is only so strong, right? Like,
Yeah, I
these
thought he
other
was
guys
doing
are
real
pretty-
well.
He was doing well.
Yeah. And then I'm like, oh, this bitch ran away
But
from him. He lost his confidence.
and I think also because he got fucked up because he was making sure she got away.
Okay.
It's just a badass time period too. And I didn't think they overdid the mysticism in it though. I think that they kept it like, I mean, it's a little wonky and a little bizarre, but like it's not like over the top with how it's filmed and stuff. It's believable.
Yeah.
Like this scene where he fights that guy and then he finds like then after he fights him, it's like he didn't even fight him.
Yeah, he was just there.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was just like standing there.
Yeah, it was like a hallucination.
Yeah, it's a sick movie.
Yeah.
That show was good in theaters too.
Um,
Rachel didn't like
Well,
it. She thought it was kind of slow.
So was the guy actually the bad guy though?
Who?
Yeah.
Well, because the mom reveals that later on that the dad was kind
They
of
were
like
both bad.
they were both bad. The dad and the brother.
Yeah, he killed his brother, man. And they said he was a shitty person, but still.
Yeah, you
like,
shouldn't kill your brother. No, I
shouldn't
get
kill
that.
Your brother is a shitty person.
Yeah,
Like,
but was the dad? So the dad was bad too.
what? The dad was like a rock star,
Yeah.
and he was a rock star.
Okay.
He was fucking king. He was getting pussy and shit. Like,
Yeah.
I
He-
got
he
you.
treated his wife.
And the other guy loved the wife more
Yeah.
per the movie.
Yeah,
Got
exactly.
it. Okay.
Like, yeah, no, like I mean, he just like he treated his wife. You know, she had a role,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
she wanted more. She wanted some cuck to love her.
Yeah.
That was his
The
brother.
brother.
Yeah,
Got you.
that was
Okay.
just like head over heels for her. And look what that got them. Look at their
Kingdom.
kingdom.
Yeah.
But their kingdom
Their
was
kingdom
like
was
this, like-
nothing. That's right,
Their
yeah.
kingdom was just like these hills in the
Yes, that's true.
yeah.
Pretty dope.
Because he lost it, right?
Well,
He's all by himself, and
Isn't it?
it
'Cause-
wasn't. It wasn't as
yeah.
good as like.
What
Wasn't
they
as
had.
big of a kingdom as
Yeah,
what the
yeah,
guy
yeah, yeah.
had. It was kind of a sad
well,
kingdom.
but the reason he had that kingdom is because someone came and took it over.
Someone came and took it from him. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why it wasn't because the idea of them moving there and like living in this like big piece of land, like all secluded with
Yeah.
some slaves helping them
Yeah.
and shit, or servants
Servants or whatever.
servants, you know, like that's not that bad. Like
No,
pretty chill.
Yeah.
But they didn't make that choice.
No, they had to. They got ran off.
They got
Yeah.
ran off
Yeah.
because he was a bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
King of Sweden or something came after him.
Yeah.
Where his dad was a fucking
His dad was
warrior.
still the king. Yeah.
fucking hunkster.
I thought his dad was dope too. His dad was like, it was
Yeah.
in the beginning of it. Like,
Yeah. He taught him the family secrets, like took him through that shit. Yeah, no, exactly. But I just towards the end of it, I was like,
I love this scene where they're wolves.
And she signed up for that.
and
Yeah.
he throws
She-
that bucket.
She knew what she was getting into, like with the king, bro.
yeah, no,
Like that's how it was. It
sounded like
someone dating fucking
Yeah.
you
For
know
real. It's
fucking
just like
the
what we
lead
talked
singer
about
of
with Andrew
Rolling
Tate.
Stones in the fucking 70s and being
Yeah.
like, oh my god, can you believe he cheated on me?
yeah, for real. No,
Can you believe that? Like, yeah, I can.
Was that the only thing that was her gripe though? Was that he
fucking-
was cheating on her? I thought there was something else to do with he wasn't ambitious or something, or like didn't she say some other shit too when she was bitching about him?
She was saying.
Can't
She
remember.
was saying he was like she was just talking shit.
Yeah,
She was just like,
Yeah,
your
she was saying
father's a bitch. Like,
Yeah, he was treated me like crap.
yeah,
okay.
You know.
couldn't fuck me like your uncle and stuff.
She really said that.
I think she said some shit like that. Like she said something that was
Yeah.
like cutty.
But she was saying he was like gave his love to all like other women and
Yeah.
shit and stuff.
I
Okay.
think she said he has small dick too.
That's what she said.
It's probably so many words.
I
I know.
think she did.
In another way,
She was
way
like,
shape.
he wasn't satisfying me. It's because he was out there just getting other poon,
Yeah.
just being the king.
Yeah, and then that first scene.
And then it's funny though because she goes off with his brother, and what's his brother want to do? His brother wants to fuck Olga,
the servant
Yeah.
girl. Yeah.
the servant
Yeah.
girl, and tries to fuck her.
yeah.
You know,
Just men are men, maybe.
yeah. Viking men are Viking men apparently,
Yeah. She's
or
bad, though,
kings
too.
at least.
Yeah.
She's weird looking. I should say that. She's just
She's
like,
attractive.
She's unique.
I
Yeah,
found her
yeah,
attractive. I love that light hair, light eyes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was just trying to remember that shit. I also was confused
I
when
thought she was hot in the wig.
she made that food and they all like
Calm
freaked
down.
out. Did you understand what was going on when she like made that food and then they were all like freaking out
Yeah, she put mushrooms in it, dog.
and they were like killing themselves and stuff?
Yeah, she fucking put
She dosed 'em.
mushrooms.
Yeah.
Okay.
She
Like
dosed them.
hardcore dose.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not like a spiritual dose,
No.
like
yeah,
Is that what-
heroic.
Yeah.
yeah,
Beyond heroic
Like
dose.
ounces of shrooms.
yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking
Yeah,
of
they're
fungi.
heavily hallucinating.
Probably some ergot or something. Argot.
And plus the mystic tension that was in the air from him created their trip to go fucking
Wild.
horribly wrong.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know, so it's kind of cool because like she made him trip, but then because there was a vibe,
Of already, there was a murder going on.
There was a
and
certain
shit.
vibe
Yeah.
happening. That
Didn't some liberal people say that there wasn't enough
Yeah, probably.
people of color in this movie?
probably, most likely,
Isn't that funny?
there wasn't enough trans people in
Yeah.
it.
It's like, dude, there weren't any there. Which is also why it was dope that they didn't fucking get sucked into that.
Wokeness.
Yeah, I mean, they just told a story about what
was
they were
what it
telling-
was.
Yeah, it was what it was.
They told the original Hamlet.
Yeah. Which goes back to the Bach saga and shit, the fucking Nordic tales of Tataria.
Right.
Yeah.
Box hockey.
We watched a little bit of that '90s show that just came out.
Yeah, I seen the on
Yeah, dog, it ain't
Netflix.
it.
no.
It ain't it. Like the only good parts that happened were the scenes that Eric was in, which is the first episode. They brought Eric back.
Who's Eric? Is he the
Eric Foreman,
the main character?
Yeah. Because I mean that show. So there's 8 seasons of that '70s show, and Eric left, I believe, after the 7th, and so nobody counts the 8th season because it's really, really bad.
Yeah, I remember everyone who liked that show a lot.
Yeah.
Was like, checked out then.
Yeah, because it's like when Michael Scott left The Office.
Sure,
Like
yeah.
Eric Foreman made that show.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, everybody did their part in it, but it's Eric's.
Yeah, I mean it shows.
Yeah.
It shows like when he leaves the show for one season,
Yeah,
they wrap it up.
and so it just made sense that those were the only good parts, and then like everything else, it becomes like really, it's almost like a Disney show. It's like Disney. It has like a real Disney vibe to it.
Is it supposed to be for kids more?
It's supposed. That's the thing. It doesn't. It's like, who is this really for? You know, like who is this for? Is it for? You know, they're trying to bring. They're trying to bring like they're using like the guest appearances of the original show to bring, you know, us back to watch it, right? To see these guest appearances, but then their main characters are these young kids that we don't relate to anymore. You know,
Yeah.
because they're like too young. Because they're like, I think they're all like 15. They're like 14, 15 in this. And I'm in that 70s show, they were like 17, 18.
Yeah, and
19.
high school.
Yeah, because they were
Yeah.
getting beer and shit, and that was when you could buy beer at 18
Yeah.
and shit. So I think that's where they fucked up too. They fucked up by making the characters too young. And yeah, just I don't know. It just has like this Disney feel to it, and just the from the episodes we watched, it just they didn't click, and that was like such a big thing about that 70s show was the fact that Ashton Kutcher and Topher Grace, all that, like they clicked.
Yeah.
You know, that's what made it. That's what made it happen. It's just like Friends and shit. You know, the cast was perfect. Like they fucking clicked together. And they obviously just didn't take enough time casting this.
Yeah, they just threw it together.
They like threw
for
it together.
Netflix.
And
Yeah.
yeah. And of course they got like their gay character, and he has an episode where he comes out as gay, and all the media is like, oh, it's such a brave, heartwarming scenario, or, you know, scene and everything like that. And it's like, okay. Well, first off, like, one of the slangs that they're missing in that show is that's gay.
Yeah, because everyone
You know.
in the 90s said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Sure. Yeah, I didn't have any attachment to that 70s show.
Me
I mean, I
neither.
liked it.
Oh, that 70s
watched
show
it.
is like
I've watched
top 5.
I've watched quite a few of them because
top
they're good.
5, dog.
But I never watched it like in order or anything like that. I've
Me
just
neither.
watched it when it's on.
Oh, you should. It's worth it. It's fucking gold. This, not it.
It ain't it. Doesn't hit.
Ain't it. It like feels like it feels just like Girl Meets World.
That's what I was gonna say. Or like Fuller House.
Fuller House, yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
The original writers and directors are gone, probably.
Like if they wanted to make that 90s show, it should have only been done if all the original actors signed on and the show was about them.
Yeah, or they
And
had a
their
strong
lives.
cast
Or if they had a very
Yeah.
strong cast.
that was ready to pick up those shoes and like
Yeah.
is there gonna be an Ashton Kutcher, Mila Kunis out of this cast?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I'm
probably
not seeing that.
So, you know,
But-
all those people went on to do like
I
great
was
things.
thinking though. So two things. You watch the pilot episode of that 70s show, and while it's good, it's not there yet, you know, because it's the pilot,
Yeah,
right? And that's usually the case. The pilot is usually, you watch a pilot of the show, and then like episode 2, like everybody looks different, everybody looks older.
sometimes there's
the
different
house is
characters.
the
and
house
shit.
is the
Yeah.
house is different, you know, because that's what happens. And they kind of fix the bugs and kinks, but like nowadays, like this probably wasn't filmed like that. We're not seeing a pilot episode. It's almost like this is like a pilot season.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because it's coming out on Netflix
yeah.
to be streamed. It came out all at once. It's all
That probably
filmed.
hurts the show.
Probably,
because
yeah.
it doesn't.
You're not
get-
finding the kinks.
Yeah,
and-
you don't get the feedback week for week.
right.
Like, you don't get the, you know, there. I mean, with those shows in the '90s, they were like you said. I mean, they had a pilot. They record the pilot. They shoot it.
Yeah.
You know, they try to sell it.
Yep.
Like they don't even have a show yet.
Yeah.
And
And,
then
then even the
they-
next episode, if they
Yeah.
bring in a new character, they're able to see, all right, it's this character, people vibing with this character, because if they don't, he's written off in 2 more episodes,
Yeah.
you know?
And they're working those episodes almost in real time too.
Yeah.
Like they're shooting them, like and then releasing. They're not banking 6 episodes, 10 episodes, especially for those multicam sitcoms. Like they were, you know, those were. I don't know if that 70 show is necessarily a sitcom, but
Yeah, I mean, it's a three camera,
is it 3 camera?
live
Live audience?
tracks,
Okay, yeah.
laugh
So
track.
it's- yeah, so-
which is another thing was why they should have maybe should have stepped away from that on this.
Do they do this in that? Is it?
It's exactly like the 70s show, and maybe they should have stepped away from that and made it more modern, like modernized the feel of it, and not have it be a laugh track.
You know what'd be cool
You
is
know?
if they opened it with like they do this first scene, they bring Topher Grace back, and that's who you're talking about, right? That's
Yeah.
the main character, and they bring him back and they have it like it's like a 3 cam set, and then they go into it like they follow him into the garage,
Yeah,
and that's when it becomes like a cinematic show. You know what I mean? Where it kind of opens with that, and then you go into it, and then you're like in the scenes.
Yeah.
You're no longer on a set. You're like in a modern day shot television show.
yeah. It just this isn't really how things are.
You know, it's not going to hit because it's just not that
We don't vibe that anymore.
No, like that type of program. If we want that, we're gonna watch Friends, or we're gonna watch that '70s show.
Right.
We're gonna watch. We have the
Yeah,
ability
exactly.
to watch those shows still.
And in fact,
You're not
so
trying
they
to
made
reproduce it. I mean,
they made
Yeah.
after that 70s show ended, they made that 80s show.
Yeah, I remember that.
They made one season
Yeah.
of it. It had Glenn Howerton was the main character before he was ever Dennis
Oh, really?
in Always Sunny. Yup. And I watched an episode of that, and that got horrible reviews, and it got canceled. And I watched an episode of that, and I thought it was better than this.
Yeah.
I thought it was better than this. I think it was because that came out. It was the 80s, set in the 80s, and it came out in like fucking 2002 maybe or something. When did that 80s show come out?
2002.
Yeah, 2002. So how long was the 80s? You know, the 80s were only fucking like 13 years.
10 years.
Well, like I think from when the show takes place, because I think it's like 80. I think the
Okay.
show takes place
I
in
see what you're
87 or
saying,
some
okay.
shit.
Oh, okay.
I see what you mean. How many years from this? I was like,
Wait, what? What?
you
What's so
said
funny?
how many years were the 80s? 10
Oh.
years.
No, I'm saying from when this,
Okay.
aired.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
13 years.
13 years of the 80s, dog.
I was like, is he for real? Oh man.
Yeah. But I just think it was too this show wasn't for anybody, that 80s show. Like, cuz at that time the age group that would have been watching that 80s didn't really give that 80s show wouldn't give a fuck about the 80s. Like nobody cared about the 80s.
Yeah.
You know, it was too close.
Until Stranger Things.
Everybody cared about the 70s.
Yeah.
That's just how it goes with fashion and everything like that, you know.
Yeah, and the 80s wasn't as iconic as the
That was-
70s.
I mean, it's but like when did
Kind of passed over, right? I mean, now
it is kind of passed over compared
now-
to the 70s and
because
the 90s.
The 90s is big
Now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now. Like,
Yeah.
it does make sense that
Yeah.
90s show would come out.
And like
now.
when my daughter's like 16, 15, 16, they're going to be dressing like our time. They're going to be dressing like the 05, like the early 2000, like 2000 to 2010.
Yeah, you can already start seeing
You
that.
know.
You can start seeing that. That's starting to happen right now.
What do you
Yeah, but
mean?
it's not going to be by how it goes. Like me and Andrew broke this down. Like Andrew's really on top of this shit because he's like into like the 70s and fashion and all that, how that works, and just how it goes. By the time she's 15, that's when we're going to start seeing the 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds are gonna start wearing like the Hollister type pop, double collared shirts, or like the Hollister type shit. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
like puka shell necklaces, frost tips, emo or scene.
Yeah.
Because that's what was popular for the 90s,
It's just-
which is now cool.
It's just how it goes. It's like
Wow.
every 20 years or something, like or
Okay.
every 25 years or some shit like that.
Wow.
Fashion comes back, trends
Yeah.
come back.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So
That's
the
why-
80s show came out and it was too soon.
But did people adopt 80s culture?
Not, I don't think, I don't.
Like, does 80s really have like
It's like
a feel?
Matrix 1.
Well, I'm
You
trying to
know,
think
like-
of when it would have been.
Isn't
Like
that in
right
the 80s,
now,
like late 80s Neo?
right
Isn't
now,
he,
kids
like,
are mimicking.
No, it's like the 90s.
90s?
Kids are mimicking the 90s.
Yeah.
Like the teenagers are mimicking the 90s.
Sure.
And then when we were teenagers, like 70s fashion and stuff was kind of more
Well, we had like flared jeans,
Yeah.
bell-bottom jeans.
exactly.
Yeah.
So we're doing so I'm trying to think of what time period would have been the 80s to mimic the 80s, and if that happened,
Yeah.
it would have been like what, the 2010s,
Yeah, but
like 2010 to 20.
but what is the 80s? Like that's what I'm saying. Like
That's I know,
I don't
but
even
so
have an idea.
what were kids wearing? What were kids mimicking from what? So if we were the 70s, from like what 2008 to 2016 or something.
2008 to 2016,
That should have been the group.
that would be wearing like the 80s.
Yeah, or like
which
2010 to 2015
Bro, I don't
or
understand the math.
2018.
The 80s is like it'd be like Back to the Future.
Yeah, but did we see that?
No.
Did we see that with youngins? At any point, did we see 15, 14-year-olds,
Look up
skaters,
80s skateboard culture.
Like,
skaters
those are growing
looking
up
like the
area.
80s?
Just look up 80s skateboard. It's a good way to get a distinct look in fashion. Skate wear, not skateboards. Let's see. It might have happened. Go up to like this, like, yeah. That probably happened right around then.
Because that's the 80s.
No, that's what I'm saying. So like maybe like 2010 or so.
What if time
'Cause
just
hip,
went
like,
by faster
old
and that was like
hip-hop-
our era?
Do you know what I mean? Like kind of hip hoppy. But we never saw that. That's what I think of when I think of the 80s.
What?
It's like that flashy neon.
This is like 80s.
That's like 90s.
Like this?
Yeah, we just I get what you're saying. There hasn't been really a resurgence of the 80s.
No. Or 80s rock and roll. Like what were they I mean they were doing like that was like hair metal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess kind of 2010s kind of got
Yeah.
yeah.
With like
Yeah.
Ronnie Radke's type music.
Who's that?
That dude that did that zombified song. Escape the Fate type music.
Yeah.
Escape the Fate and fucking
So I think that was probably right around the time that it would
Yeah.
hit that era.
yeah. So it's gonna be interesting to see like what the fashion is when my daughter's like 15. Like he'll be going the Hollister route. He'll be going the scene route.
Yeah,
You know.
Express. Remember Express was big, Abercrombie and Fitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna be popping.
Low rise pants.
Low-rise
pants.
pants
I
with the
think
belly-
those
the
are
bel-
those are coming right now.
It's too early.
But like it's like leaking, like high fashion.
I
It's
gotcha,
not in
yeah.
it's not in there, but like the thong,
Like elite fashion.
the thong popping.
Thong popping. Dong, da, dong, dong, dong.
Yeah.
Remember that song?
Yeah, I remember that song, dude.
All right. Yeah, Cisco, baby.
I love it when the booty go. Da, da, da.
Okay, let's talk about that football player, man.
I do want to talk. Do we
What
log
football
into
player?
Twitter?
Yeah.
Okay, because
That's fucking
dude,
weird,
there's some
man.
wild. I watched that game too. So it's not Josh Allen. What's the guy's name?
I
I
don't
can't-
fucking
Marcus
know.
Hamlin?
I don't even know
Marcus
what team
Hamlin.
he's on.
It's
He's
Marcus
on the
Hamlin.
Bills.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Josh Allen's
Was
the
that
quarterback
Florida?
of the Bills. No, Buffalo.
Marcus Hamlin, right?
Yeah,
Or
so-
Marcus Hamlin.
He's the guy who
Oh,
died on the field. is there some corn on there?
No, some girl smoking this dude in the face.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's Marcus Hamlin.
Marcus
okay.
Hamlin's the guy that died, right?
Yeah. This is the chick that just.
Oh.
Oh, it's like wrist bone to the face.
Why do I follow Fight Haven?
No, it's saying that guy follows it.
Oh,
You
okay.
should too.
Okay.
All right. So now what?
So have you heard anything?
I have
about
no
this?
idea what's going on.
Okay, so do you know what happened? You know what happened to him, obviously.
He was playing football. He got hit in the chest, and he basically collapsed. And then that's all I know.
Well, first look up the hit, because see if he really I want you to see the hit. So yeah, he was playing in a game and he got hit in the chest and he collapsed after. And they're saying that the immediate fucking explanation of it was like this extremely rare sports condition that like his heart got hit on the upstroke at the perfect time. It happens like fucking 1 in a million times in baseball and like lacrosse and shit if like a player gets hit with a ball directly in his chest.
Okay.
So
Like that was it right there.
so that was it.
Okay.
And so they're saying that was what the mainstream explanation was. I mean, he gets hit. I mean, that happens a million times in football. But a lot of people were like, "Well, hold on. Did this guy just get the jab? Did he just get his booster?
Not did he just get it. Did he ever get it?
Yeah, did he ever get it?
Yeah.
I think it might have came out that he just got the booster a couple weeks ago or a week
Well.
before this. And I don't know if that's true. So you can fact check me on that if you want. But and then there was a bunch of stuff about the ambulance is unmarked and it's weird that the ambulance was unmarked and it stopped and waited for his mom, which is wild that it would stop and not take him right to the hospital. So it stops and waits for his mom to get in or something. But now, recently, the Buffalo Bills are playing in a playoff game, and supposedly, look up Marcus Hamlin return.
Yeah, he comes back and they show him and shit, right?
This one
But
right here?
Barely.
This one?
but he's got like a mask on and
Yeah. No, look at like returns to.
at game.
There's a
During the game.
whole bunch of them on Twitter. That's why I asked you to bring up the Twitter. If you just type in Marcus Hamlin on Twitter, it'll be it's
Perfect.
everything. It's all over my Twitter. But
Marcus Hamlin returns.
yeah, so he comes back to the game, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, he's back! You know, it's great to see him here. It's great to see." Just type Marcus Hamlin. You'll get videos.
Go down. Keep going until you see something weird. You haven't seen any of this shit, Enzo?
No, just tell me what it
Oh,
is.
what? Where are you? Like, where
I've
are
been-
you?
This isn't on Gab,
I've
dog?
been gaming, dude. I
on
don't even.
Gab?
I haven't even been on the computer. I've been on the.
Motherfucker, you're
You know,
you're part of a show where we
You're
talk about this
Well,
shit.
what is it? What happened? I mean, what do you like?
He came back to a game. They
Yeah.
showed him at the game. They're like, "Oh, Marcus Hamlin's
this one,
here."
his first
And
thing.
every time they showed him, he had a fucking mask and sunglasses on. Or they showed him through like the window and you can't see his face. And then he goes on Instagram, and he posts a picture of him in a fucking next to a mural of his, and again he's in a fucking mask and sunglasses.
Okay.
So this is him right here, and look at what he does. So right
He does
there,
the 666.
he does
Yeah.
the
Illuminati.
the Illuminati, and then he hits him with the 666.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Come on. How wild?
Okay,
and they
so
don't.
now- so
and
now-
they don't show them.
So
like,
we saw
ever.
that first one. Now, what was the other one you wanted?
Go to his Instagram.
Okay.
You see, like the body double. People are saying, like, is it a clone? Is it a this?
Well,
Is
do
it
you
a
remember that nurse that collapsed?
Fucking what's his name got up from that cider hit.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't the perfect time, you know.
I was just on it earlier today.
That's not how it works.
Why isn't it coming up?
I don't know. Did you delete it?
I was just on it. I'm on it right now. It's dham3. D.ham3. Right there.
Is it DeMarcus? Is that what we're doing wrong here? Are we
Yeah.
calling him
DeMar
Marcus?
Hamlin, I guess.
It's
Oh,
DeMar.
DeMar. We're calling him Marcus Hamlin
I
this
don't know.
whole time.
I don't know, dude. I
called him DeMar. I don't know.
I don't know any football
All
players.
right, so this is him, basically.
Yeah, but look at that one up there. That's his most recent one.
This one.
Yeah. So this is after the game. Where's his face? Go. Click. Keep going.
Click that little arrow.
Enzo doesn't know how to use.
Again?
Yep. There he is. See?
Like, why is he wearing a mask?
Yeah, you had like a heart condition, wouldn't you? Isn't it like
Yeah.
hard to breathe when you have heart conditions or some
Probably.
shit? And he's not wearing it over his nose, so it's not like
To say like he's immune compromised or something?
yeah, it's not like he's wearing it for like protection from like disease or getting sick, because he's not wearing it over his nose. Why is he wearing a mask?
Look at the comments. Is there anything in here?
Yeah, there's stuff in there. You gotta go down. Keep going. You gotta get past all the fucking check marks. Man, why does it like do that? Keep going.
How come you keep hiding your face? Something not adding up. Why is everyone saying
And you
you're
don't
dead?
speak.
It's just
Anyone else
weird.
think this is a clone? Bro, was that you at the game yesterday? But something's off. Show your face.
Yeah, like in all the footage of him, like it was snowing during the game, and they just show him like through a window, like it's like
Instead of saying
and
like,
and he gets like escorted in by security.
Yeah,
like
you know why.
And
Yeah,
security,
Yeah, a group of people.
and
Yeah.
security blocks off the
Yeah.
elevator. Like it's like what are they? I mean, the guy got hit and like supposedly suffered a rare condition. He wasn't like assassinated. Like you
Yeah.
know what I mean? They're
Yeah, it wasn't an assassination attempt.
Yeah, they weren't like trying to get him.
Like you think they would be like, "Hey, how you feeling? You know, you feeling good?"
Yeah, like why
And
not
he'd
just
be like,
say
"Yeah,
Yeah, just give a piece. Like, yeah, you know, I'm here. Let's get them. It's a playoff game.
Yeah, it is something
would've
fucking
went,
weird.
The crowd would have went nuts with it.
that's messed up, dude. But I believe it, man. I mean, it's been happening a lot.
he's probably got face paralysis then or something, you know, and can't talk anymore."
Or they just switched them out.
Or
Yeah, they switched
or,
him
yeah,
out. And
Exactly.
the face,
Yeah.
it's not complete yet. You know, it's not even the real. They're gonna dispose of that clone because it's not. It came out bad.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
That's why
so they're gonna
wouldn't
get
show
rid of it, and then
The
they're
sixth
just
day.
waiting for his new clone
Or
to get finished.
They're waiting for something else to happen so people just forget about the situation.
They're waiting for the upgrade to finish.
Dude, they're like making people.
You think so?
Yeah, they're making. They're doing like
The cloning from 5th day, 6th day, or whatever.
they're doing it. Yeah, for sure. Because like, I mean, it's mainstream to be like, look up like fucking what would it be called? It's like when they make children in like matrix pods.
Like,
Test tube babies.
it's like intra. No,
Yeah.
Yeah, they're making them outside the womb without a
vitro?
womb. They're
vitro, yeah.
they're
Out-
making
actual-
without an actual woman.
Yeah. They have like this is in the makes to be like a thing.
Those are for
like-
vampires. Which I learned that Cain from the Bible is the first vampire.
What? When did you learn that?
I watched his TikTok and it broke it down pretty dope.
I think it's a story.
No, like when you dive into it, like
Makes
all
sense,
the
I
connections
agree.
are there. There's silver and there's fucking what God does.
So
like
it's
the
not
punishment.
Dracula.
That's the story of Dracula.
It's
or
Dracula
basically-
is his bloodline. Who came from Cain?
Dude, don't get me in trouble here. All right.
Well, can you dance around it?
Well, I'm just Dracula came
Okay.
from Cain.
All right.
And what?
I just like the
What
way
movie is that though?
I'm gonna zoom in on it.
No,
Don't you dare.
I'm zooming in on no shit. All right. I don't know what you're talking about, but yeah, you should look into that though. It's like, like
Did we botch that Damar Hamilton story or what?
who's Damar Hamilton?
I don't know.
Who's Damar Hamilton, motherfucker? You mean Marcus Williams?
DeMar Williams? Wait, what's his actual name?
I don't know.
Damar Hamlin.
But I'll tell you why he didn't come back.
DeMar-
I'll tell you why he didn't return to that game. Because only one man he didn't return. He come from the high. He come from the light. There's only one man returning to any game, and that's Jesus Christ. Can I get an amen?
Hey man, Zozo.
Amen.
Thank you.
All right.
Oh, what was I going to get into?
Demarcus.
Dude, I guess Jim Brewer made fun of him
It's
at a Christian event.
who?
DeMar Hamlin.
Oh, okay.
Jim Brewer's
Yeah,
bass
Jim
is all
Brewer's
hell.
funny. You want to watch it?
Look up. We're talking on all this shit. Look up. Have you guys seen the Vanity Fair shoot of Madonna?
No,
Gosh, no.
Look up that. Look up Madonna's newest Vanity Fair.
I gotta pee. Should I pause for a second?
Yeah.
Disturbing
Okay.
photo.
Well, I can just cut it. It's okay.
Okay. So you're gonna cut this part?
Referencing the occult. Got it. Okay.
No, I wish I could go deeper in that Kane shit. I think I saved it. Maybe I could show you.
Yeah, the first one to kill his brother. It's from. This is also in like either a movie or a book or somewhere in vampire lore.
Dracula was not the first vampire. Want to know who was? Cain. Cain. That's right. You heard me say it right. Yep, just like Cain and Abel. Cain. Now, you see, what happened was we were lied to about how the whole Cain and Abel thing really went down. You see, while Cain was getting the altar ready to sacrifice and make their offering to the gods, Abel walks over with a bunch of animals, their best animals, and he says, well, we're going to sacrifice these animals to the gods. And Cain was like, no, I already have a bunch of our best fruits and vegetables. I'd rather sacrifice them to the gods. They couldn't agree, so Cain took it upon himself to actually sacrifice Abel on the altar, okay? So the fight was true, just different and ended differently. So God was pissed. He was not happy with this. So he ended up cursing Cain with vampirism, which obviously wasn't called vampirism back then. There really wasn't a word for it. But he cursed him to be immortal for all of time with the mark. He would never be able to fall in love. He just, because he would always lose everyone because he lives forever. Now, when the angels came in, they said, you know what? We're going to give you a chance to repent. You can repent. Please repent. Cain laughed in their faces. So, here goes. Archangel Michael cursed Cain to fear his living flame, as in fire. Raphael cursed Cain to fear the dawn, as the sun's rays would burn like fire. Uriel then cursed Cain to cling to darkness, drink only blood, eat only ashes, and be frozen at the point of death, cursed so all that he would touch would crumble into nothing.
Where's she getting this information?
Now let's get to
I have no idea, bro.
Yeah.
So
I
the
just
first
said I heard
13
this.
bloodlines,
Okay, all right.
they were originally called Cainites. Now we call them vampires. You see, they've tried to romanticize these vampires on TV, and even I
Was that bad?
fell victim to their shit because I do really like the Vampire Diaries. not gonna lie,
But I just like the idea that vampires
That's a real
are
thing.
a real thing,
Yeah.
and that they exist, and
Well, we know about
that's why they're
adrenochrome, so
yeah, exactly, and that's why they're romanticized. And we're talking about them creating babies, and there's like a
In vitro.
you know,
Is that right?
there's a
think
movie
it's
there's a
ex
movie
vitro.
involved. There's a good vampire movie with
Ex
Ethan
vitro.
Hawke called I think it's called Daybreakers,
Okay.
where he plays a vampire. It's kind of like I think it's a little bit
90s.
underrated. It's like slept on. But I think that's like what they're doing. They're like farming. They farm like people for the vampire race.
Okay.
You know, and like there's like synthetic blood you can drink, but
Oh, I know this movie. I remember this movie.
yeah, Daybreakers.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about too. Right there is like these things.
Yeah, and that's what
Yep.
what these babies would be for. Is like these real ass vampires that exist and run shit and have these like families of wealth that we're not even allowed to know the name of, like the family bloodlines and shit.
The Medicis. Dude, that's why you got to listen to that Asha Logos.
The new one.
But yeah, number 2.
Yeah,
Number 2.
I'm gonna check that out tomorrow for sure.
Worth it.
I put someone onto that.
Interesting
They
factoid.
watched all of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. There's this interesting factoid that after the French Revolution, that the height of the average Frenchman was reduced by a full foot. Because they killed all the tall people, dude. All the people who represented any type of aristocracy, or it's just interesting. Like, that's actually like an actual thing that they remarked upon, that literally the average Frenchman's height was reduced by
Why
a full
would they
foot.
want to kill the tall people?
Because it was just like
Why would
anybody
they
who
want to
had,
come at my people?
anybody
like
who had
that?
any kind of like status or
Because man, why
privilege,
you always get punched in the face, Jim?
you know
'Cause I'm
what I mean?
tall.
Huh?
Yeah.
Exactly.
People get pissed off about it.
Yeah.
You know?
They do.
And because the people
I
who,
could be hanging out with Josh. Josh could do like some vile shit, and I could just do maybe
Almost
something
nothing.
mildly vile,
yeah,
and someone would want to punch me in the face for it.
yeah, jealousy probably. Bunch of
So
different things.
bring up that Madonna shit.
Oh, I had it pulled up. What's
Vanity Fair.
Vogue? Oh, Vanity Fair.
This is a new Madonna shoot.
Like bring up images or some shit, dude. Don't go to an article.
Oh, 'cause she's
click
dressed
on.
as the Virgin Mary.
I think she's dressed as Jesus.
Right here? No.
Dude, there was like 800 photos you were just on. All of those. Those are all
Oh, okay,
photos
okay.
from the shoot. It's the Last Supper and shit.
Yeah. It's kind of
Do that one right there. She's like a demon, bro.
Yeah, that's fucked
She's
up.
straight demon.
I wish you could make these bigger.
It's best not to even look at this bullshit, dude.
It's probably
That's what it's
probably
made
right.
for, you know? You know who makes it, you know who's making it, and what the purpose is.
Vampires.
I just don't even look at it. Yeah. After a while, it's like I don't even want to stay and get around, or like I don't even want to pay attention to pop culture because sometimes it's so toxic. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Watch Daybreakers, dog. I heard this really cool theory about Blair Witch, like the original Blair Witch, that I've never heard before, and it kind of like makes sense. The theory is that the movie's actually about the two dudes she's with take her into the woods to kill her. Like the girl. Like it was just a murder plot. This is a sequel.
The original one.
The original one that's what it's actually about, is that her ex-boyfriend, they were like dating or something, like one of them were dating her and the other guy, or they had a past, either they were dating or they had a past, I can't remember. But she didn't know the other dude on the trip. They brought that up, how like they just met,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I haven't seen it in forever. but I
And
do
one
remember that.
guy was a sound engineer, you know, and he create all the noises and stuff. And then the other guy, he loses the map, right? He like throws the map away, and they get lost. And then the rest of the movie, they're like blaming her for everything, and it was just all a ploy to kill her.
Interesting.
And that's what the original plot was?
No, it's
Or
just
that's
a
just a
theory.
fan theory?
Yeah. But it makes a lot of sense to watch that movie like that. Like it makes it like rather than watching it as like, you know,
A
a
mystic
ghost story,
ghost, yeah.
you know, because you never see a ghost or anything, so it kind of ruins that.
What about the ending? Do they explain?
The ending is that's what so the whole time they're manipulating her into thinking it's this Blair Witch shit going on.
Oh, okay.
And that's their plan was to, and then all they had to do was like, the end is her and that dude she used to date or was dating, like they come
Donnie.
upon the house and he's like, "Oh, I hear Josh, I hear him," and he runs in there and then she runs in there and goes in the basement, sees him at the wall, and she freaks out about it, and he comes from behind and fucking kills her.
Oh, and then they disappear and get out of town.
Yep.
That is interesting.
So it'd be interesting to watch that movie again with that mindset, Just an idea. Just another way you can watch the Blair Witch Project for a return.
Oh man.
This one fucked me up. Dazed and Confused was released in 1993 and set in 1976. A comparable movie today would be about the graduating class of 2005.
Wow.
Oh, that's
Wow.
us.
Yeah. That's fucked up because I fucking love Dazed and Confused. I watched that movie so many times.
It's weird to get
I've
old.
only seen it like a couple times.
Really?
Yeah.
I always loved that movie.
It's
Weird.
good.
Check you later.
Fucking weird, man.
I feel like your dad loved that movie.
I don't know if my dad's ever seen that movie.
No?
No.
I feel like you watched it with your dad or something.
Really?
Yeah.
I came over and hung out with my dad and watched Dazed and
I
Confused.
swear to God.
You guys smoke a bowl together?
Sounds like something I'd do with your mom, to be honest.
Right.
You gotta put her on blast like that, Jim.
I mean, she
I'll
just
just fuck her
partakes in cannabis.
What else do I got? I guess I'm on random shit right now. I think that's what I'm on, right?
No, you're not on random shit. We haven't been on random shit all day.
Yeah, I am. I'm saying random shit.
Okay. Talk about movies still.
Yeah, I guess I am talking about some movies. Yeah, you're right. Okay, here's some random shit. I didn't know Alice Cooper was like hardcore Christian. Do you guys know that? He's like based shit.
I did know that he was based because I think he spoke out against the vax and stuff. Is he from here? Alice Cooper from Detroit?
I don't know.
You look it up.
I think so.
Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh, okay. Who am I thinking? Not Ted Nugent. Maybe.
Yeah,
Ted
you are.
Yeah.
Oh no, he was born in Detroit.
Okay. Yeah.
Vincent Furnier.
I thought so.
Look up that early left, bro.
Bro. Where? His father was an evangelist in the Church of Jesus Christ.
Ah. That's crazy.
Yeah, I saw some like interview. He's talking about how like being a Christian. And he's like,
Has he
You
always
know,
been a Christian?
he's like, I do one thing wrong. If I do one thing wrong, my Christianity is questioned, and they're gonna pull out like I represent all the Christians, and I did this bad thing. He's like kind of talking about that whole idea.
Who's
Oh,
they,
like how-
anyways? We know who they are.
the vampires?
No, the people that are. If you said if he does anything wrong, they're gonna make it out that he's a bad Christian or he represents all Christian. Who's doing that?
I don't know.
Yeah, me neither.
That's all I got.
That's all he got.
That's all we got, boys.
That's it.
Why don't you tell everyone?
You guys got anything else?
Dude, you heard my DeMarcus Hamilton story, dude?
What's up?
You heard my DeMarcus Hamilton
Jim,
story?
you gotta watch. What's that movie? The Tom Cruise one. Was Edge of Tomorrow? So we can hit that one up. I'll watch that this week. If you
You
watch
should.
that, it's a good
It's
movie.
Yeah.
definitely a worthy movie.
I know you guys keep telling me that.
It's definitely a worthy ass movie. Well, then why don't you tell everyone where they can find us?
Check us out on Instagram at Secret Hideout Podcast. And make sure you like and subscribe and share to our YouTube channel. And see us on TikTok and Rumble and everywhere. We're all over. You know.
Yeah. And like always, don't listen to a word we say because we don't know what the fuck we're talking about. Just ask Dumar Hamilton.
And I think we'll bring him out of the Lord, too, a little bit.
Now, Lord.
All right. You guys ready for this?
And we'll be back next week.
Yeah. We're going to have some good.
We'll return next week.
Yes, we will return.
But it ain't the return.
No.
Because there's only one return that you
Only
need
one.
to care about, that you need to know about, that you need to shine on about.
Let's get it.
And that's the return of the Almighty, the All-Heavenly, the Light, Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Yes. Amen.
Give me an amen.
Amen.
And we'll catch you on the flip side.
Peace.
Later.
Peace.